replace those two people over a period of time. Now, population is going up. Why is it going up? Because everybody's living longer. Good health care, good trauma care, et cetera, we're all living longer. But over the long run, that 1.55 is going to catch up with us. And there are places you can go in Georgia, there are places you can go in Tennessee, Alabama, where there's probably fewer registered voters in your county than there are in my house. And I'm serious. There are folks, there are places, there's double digits in counties in our kind of tri-state area, right? If you got that, you can't sustain your public schools, you can't sustain your health care, you can't sustain our small businesses and our businesses which drive our economy. So from my perspective, the thing that was most important, when I talk about, Sam hears about it till he's like probably sick of it. You know, he runs down to Atlanta and go to the Capitol whenever he can just to get away from here and we talk about it, right? The reality is for us as a community, for us in Northwest Georgia, we've got to hold on to our talent and we've got to bring in some talent. If we're going to sustain our businesses, sustain our small businesses, sustain entrepreneurialism in our communities. That's the reality. I think most of y'all probably know this. You probably have people in your family this is the case. If you go off to school, a lot of those kids don't come back. Why would they? Right? They've got their internship, their clinical somewhere else. They're set up somewhere else, and that's where they stay. So what I'm passionate about is making sure that in Northwest Georgia, between us and DNTC, that we're doing everything we can to hold on to our students. And that's really was this idea behind the Northwest Georgia Promise. And right now, there's 8 counties. You can see them listed there at the bottom. It does not include Chattooga County currently. I'm not saying it couldn't include Chattooga County. That's a conversation that the leaders there are interested in having. I'm very interested in having that conversation. I know Dr. Heidi Kaufman, the president of UNCC, would be as well. But for $50 million, bottom line, $50 million with Endow, a scholarship fund to allow anybody in those counties who have a 3.0 and they work or they volunteer while they're in school. We want people with skin in the game, right? They work and they volunteer while they're in school, maintain a 3.0, it will pay the difference in their tuition and fees. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we have a $25 million challenge pledge from a donor who says, you raise 25, I'll match you to 25. That's already on the table. So, what I would ask from y'all as you're thinking about it, and I'll make sure that we have contact information, you can call me up, but we do want to see, of course, participation from all of our counties and from the leaders in those counties to say, you know what, yeah, we're going to be a part of this. We're raising that other 25, we're raising a lot of that money, of course, in Dalton and Whitfield County. That's where the college is headquartered. We have a campus in LJ, but we serve all these communities. And on the back, you can see just the counties that I mentioned, the 8, you'll see the back of how many from each county at Dalton State, how many from each county at Georgia Northwestern Technical College. So to me, I'm really excited about that because I know even the conversation in my own family, and I've got a kid who's gone off to tech and everything else, we've got, thanks to their mom, smart for kids. But when you start having a conversation to say, hey, if you stay here, get a 4-year degree here. Get settled here, do your internship here. And as long as you've got some skin in the game, you're not paying for it, it just changes the mindset. We saw that with Hope in the 90s, right? We saw what that did to the economy of our state, what we did to the quality of the education, what it did to keeping our talented Georgians here in Georgia and a part of our community. We're really hoping to do the same thing for Northwest Georgia. So I appreciate y'all having me up. I'm happy to answer any questions about any of the stuff that we're working on, but I just wanted to highlight that for this authority. And with that, I just, once again, thank you for your time.
Do you mind if I
Absolutely. Go.
you mind if I ask a question?
Please.
So, Lori Dowdy, I am Region 1 Project Manager for Georgia Department of Economic Development.
I think we've
So, we have.
Yes.
So again, I'm Region 1, so I'm 15 counties.
Yes.
So my question is, so I see the counties listed. So how can other counties be eligible for this? What's the criteria?
Yeah, it would really be there's no criteria
Okay.
other than 50 million will cover
This.
will cover that. So if we're gonna start bringing on additional counties, we'd have to do the math to figure out what it would cost, and then be able to have that conversation about other donors who might be interested in it, because this is all private money, right? There's no taxpayer money going into this. This isn't legislatively appropriated money. This is private donors with their money saying, I believe in this and I want to do it because it benefits my county, it benefits my region, et cetera. Now, obviously, some of these employers pull from multiple counties, and so that's, you know, I'm having a conversation with Whitfield, and it's like, well, Whitfield County, they have 31,000 people a day that travel from surrounding counties to work in Whitfield County. So, you know, their talent needs, they got a really justifiable reason to say this is a good investment in addition to being a good donation, but we need to have some of those same conversations in some of these other counties.
Okay, great, thank you.
I just got a quick question.
Yes.
More actually a compliment, but my daughter-in-law graduated from Dalton, and she moved up as an RN very quickly. And went to her pinning, and very professional, real nice ceremony, super nice. And I got my master's at a different college, but when she told me what her tuition was, I said, wow. And then, you know, when you start as a 2-year with the hope and all this, there's no reason everybody should not have at least a 2-year.
That's right.
So, but
It is us or GTC, right? Because we need welders and we need truck drivers.
Exactly.
And all the rest, like, the economy does not work. We don't get all these folks that, getting some sort of post-high school eventually.
yeah, and she moved up very fast in her career.
Was she nurse?
Right now, she's at home with Anthem, but she's been a charge nurse at Memorial,
Okay.
and then the emergency room, she did some of that. But she's very knowledgeable with medical, and she always talks about college. So she's got 4 adopted children, her and my son, so I'm sure they'll be going there.
That's wonderful. Great, thank you.
I had 2 nephews that graduated from Dalton, and my oldest nephew went to Berry for a year. So then my brother was able to put him through 3 and the other one through 4 for what he was paying 1 year at Berry, basically.
Exactly.
Berry's a great school. I've got some friends in Berry, but the price differentials, I think, pretty much 1 year there would kind of pay for
4 years.
really 2, 1 for the price of 2 or 2 for the price of 1.
I'm on the board of the Alliance of Day, and you come and spoke at one of our luncheon hours, and very good conversation. And I think it got a lot of people interested, because they didn't realize all that was available.
And that's really why, you all help me get the word out. I don't expect that you've got, the rich uncle that is going to write me a $10 million check to help make this happen. But if you do, we'll be happy to talk to them. We'll talk a $100,000 check. But y'all are here for leaders in your communities, and I think just knowing what's going on can make a big difference. Because a lot of people, they drive by it on the interstate, and they're like, oh, that's nice. And, community college kind of goes to their mind, and they go on. But there's some, we're kind of, maybe we're out taking our cover. We're doing some really good work there.
I think so.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate y'all. You have a great rest of your day.
Okay, at this time I want to call the first quarter meeting, quarterly meeting to order. Today is Wednesday, April the 23rd, 2025. You have in front of you an agenda. I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I make a motion.
Okay, need a second? Okay. I think everybody's going to unload their trash and get some banana pudding. Which was excellent. Inspector, who catered our meal today?
Our Place Restaurant.
Wow.
Very good.
While we're waiting, I'll tell you, I've educated two of my children at Dalton State, and they came out of college making more money than one other family member I have that's an educator.
Yeah.
I have nothing but great things to say about Dalton. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve the agenda. We need a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved. Next item is minutes of board meeting held on January the 22nd, 2025. Those were sent to you by email. We've had a chance to look them over. If not, take you a minute if you need.
I'll make a motion to approve too.
Okay, motion to approve on the floor. Need a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'm second.
Have a second. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion or minutes are approved. Financial reports, David Tidmore. I think David's wife is out with some medical event. I think she's gonna have to have some surgery. I know that they would appreciate prayers for their family during that time. And I pray that she gets well. We're gonna ask P.R. Cook, who is our one of our employees for the top of Georgia, and who also helps us with our books, to go over the financials.
Be glad to do that, Mr. Chairman. In your packet, that was sent out to everyone, you've got a balance sheet, as of March 31st. That balance sheet shows the cash on hand, the other assets, as well as, of course, there is no liabilities, it's on a cash basis. Also shows the profit and loss for the quarter, for the first quarter of this year. And I'll be happy to entertain any questions that you may have about any of those expenses. We also have a copy of the budget versus actual, so that we can compare what's happening to what we anticipate that. So if you've got any questions about any of those figures, I'll be glad to entertain those questions.
Okay, thank you, P.R. Anybody have any questions? Okay, I need a motion to approve the financials for the first quarter.
I make a motion.
Need a second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, the financials are approved. We've got some certificates that are maturing on May the 19th. We'll be looking into that internally and renewing them or cash them in as we need for the money. So,
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like permission from this board for Spencer and I to deal with that as best we can and get the best interest rate and so forth, and have more approval for that. These banks want stuff like that for their records to make sure it wasn't just me and Spencer acting on their own. So I'd like to get more approval for us to act on those two CDs.
Okay, do you want a motion on that?
Yes, I'll make that.
Okay, let me,
Well, I'm not on board.
I understand. We need a motion to approve that, PR and Spencer look into the maturing CDs. And we have a motion on the floor. I have a question on the motion. Can we include David in that, if he's available?
Sure.
Yes, he's the treasurer, and, myself as needed. If
Sure.
David's not available, and that way we'd have to appreciate that. Now we can take a second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you. Next, we'll go to President's Report, Spencer Hall, first quarter, 2025.
Absolutely, Mr. Chairman, thank you. So, this is another really productive first quarter as we've got into the new year. We have previously talked about a lot of projects that were ongoing projects and somewhat halted near the end of last year as everybody waited for election season to be over. Now that we have moved past election season, the dam is broke, so to speak, with a lot of those projects becoming much more active. We've seen a lot more RFI activity as well. So in January, we had 7 RFIs, February it dipped down to 3, March back up to 7. Existing industry visits, we did 7 existing industry visits in January, 6 in February, 4 in March. Community engagement events, we had 9 in January, 10 in February, and 13 in March. We also have continued to see really good web activity on our website. Click-through rate has been solid there. Also, as we've looked at confirmed investments through the first quarter, we had 4 different confirmed investments that spread between Integer, Tricon, Smith Iron, and Teams Electric. Between those 4 expansions, we're north of $48 million worth of new investment for the first quarter regionally. I think that's a very good start to the year. We hope to continue to see that growth. And every county that we obviously work in have several ongoing projects and active projects currently that we hope to close out a few off as we move into Q2 and Q3. So also, when we talk about GFO work and GFO loans regionally, through the first quarter and into last year, there was about $28 million worth of GFO funds that flowed in Northwest Georgia to help improve water and sewer infrastructure across all 4 counties, which we're very proud of that as well. Also, we have put an emphasis on, as we have seen things nationally and internationally, like tariffs go into place, there's been an uptick of international companies wanting to reshore to the United States, and reshore in Georgia, or onshore rather. We went on a delegation trip with SEDC to South Korea to meet with a lot of suppliers from all across Asia that were there at the big battery show in South Korea. That was a lot of very productive meetings that have proved fruitful to this point. And we've got a lot of follow-up with the companies that we met with there, and we hope to continue those conversations as we move forward. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions from the board.
Mr. I have a question. You may not be able to answer this, but $48 million worth of investments for our area, which is phenomenal. Thank you for your work. Do you know how many jobs are tied to that? How many new jobs we might have with that?
Yeah, so, and it's different for each project. Some have been more capital intensive than others. But across those 4 projects, we're looking at probably 70 to 80 new jobs over a period of about 5 to 6 years.
Okay. And those sounded like high-paying jobs that from the companies you named?
Yeah, absolutely. All of them were expansions of existing industry. That's what we're most proud of, is when we have existing industry expand. You know, you love to bring in new companies, but I think the most productive thing and most fruitful thing we can do is support our existing industry and help them expand.
Any more questions? Okay. Thank you, Spencer. Good report. Do you have anything specific to Catoosa and Chattooga County?
So I'll call on Megan if she wants to get on.
Sure.
Catoosa specifically.
I said Chattooga. I'm sorry. Did I say Catoosa? I meant Chattooga. And yeah, I did say Catooga.
Yeah, you
I'm sorry.
We'll go ahead.
You're fine. In February, we got 2 new board members on our Economic Development Authority. We had 4 up for reappointment, and we got 2 new, Jonathan Cannell from MedStaff, and then Michael Gray, I don't know if you guys know him, from MedMed. We did an industry visit with Beth Don, that was really great, so he was with us. That guy was super nice. We got to see the facility, hear about all of the stuff that's going on there. This is Jenny Williams. She's interning with Dan and I right now. She's been with us for about 6 months. And she's been really helpful with putting together a manufacturer's list. She's done that pretty much. We're working on putting together a manufacturer's list. I'm going to ask you about that afterwards, because I know you guys had a really successful one last year. But we're moving forward on getting that put together, having Georgia Power and North Georgia MC come and speak. So we'll let you guys know about that whenever it comes to fruition. And then, I don't know how much I can say, but I know that we're in the final stages of a lot of different projects on a bunch of different parcels right now. So hopefully, next time we meet, we'll have an announcement. So.
I hope so too. Thank you.
No, I would say that Catoosa County specifically is where the Teams Electric expansion took place, so.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Catoosa? Okay. Okay, now Chattooga County.
Yeah, absolutely. So as highlighted, the Tricon Industries and Smith Iron Industries expansions were both in Chattooga County. Both were, like I said, long-time employers there in the county. We've also seen some of the first reports come out from the freestanding ER there in Chattooga County. That was the first one in the state of Georgia. We've seen a lot of Chattooga County a very real issue when it came to negative outcomes from cardiac events there due to distance to hospital. That has come down significantly since they have the freestanding ER there. It's been operating for over a year. So it's proved to be very successful and a great attractant for a business, but most importantly, a very big benefit to the population there and the citizens of Chattooga County and even some southern Walker. And so that's been a tremendous asset there. The ongoing RNG project that we talked about in a minute, there in the Trine Industrial Park, we continue to negotiate that. We have had their engineers on the ground a lot in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and so we hope to have that finalized hopefully by the end of Q2.
Thank you, Spencer. Evan is our Dade County representative, also our vice chair.
Well, everything seems to really be accelerating, as Spencer said, after the first of the year. We had our IDA meeting Monday, and I think I had 5 different projects, RFIs and things that we talked about. We just put up a new sign on Highway 11 with our 42 acres of our Trenton Dade Business Park North. If you travel outside the city going up Highway 11, we got a, I think it's 8 by 16 double-sided sign, billboard, whatever you would call it. Anyway, we're ready to go with that area. Integer, and they're in the process of doing a large expansion that we're working with them on, and they just finished up the Trenton Pressing's new building that we've been talking about, and they're already talking about knocking the wall out of the back. So they did 100,000 square feet. That they build it where they can just knock it and add another 100,000 square foot. So they seem to be gangbusters. They've got a lot of businesses down the line. Once they built, this is their 3rd facility there in Trenton, and once they built the new building, it opened them up to be able to go out and really market their pressing abilities to make parts here in the United States. And since the tariffs have started coming about, they have had a lot of inquiry about what they could do to help make products here in America, and that's, I think that's always a win-win on that. So, yeah, we got a lot of things down the pipeline. We think Spencer and the JDA, they're great partners. They come with us, partner with us in the at the IDA level, so we take it.
How's the trucking part going up there?
They operate 2 shifts a day, 4 days a week,
Wow.
10 hours each shift. And he's talking about Vanguard. Vanguard makes you probably see them, you get behind them on the road, they make the 53-foot trailer. And they're making top production, and we've got about 1,600 out behind their building. Every one of them paid for. When it comes out the door, it's already been bought. When they take it out the back, it's already been bought. So all of those you see there, they've already got paid for them, waiting for the companies across the country to come pick them up. So they're wide open.
That's been a successful part.
It really has. When they originally built there, that was right after Shaw had shut down. On Highway 11, we lost 400 jobs. It was, it was an all hands on deck, even going back to Governor Deal and the Georgia One program, I think. Put in an investment in the community because we lost a lot of jobs. But since then, they went from, in 8 years, they'll soon be there 9. They started folks at $10 an hour, and now they're up to almost $19 an hour. So, and all the boats rose when that happened. So it was a big turnaround with them to be able to come here. They're not the largest employer anymore, but they are very large employer.
We were a big part of that for them coming here.
Oh, yeah, the JDA, and of course, Senator Mullis, along with the governor at the time, was able to really help get on board to bring them there. And it was a win-win. I think there was, over 3 acres under one roof. It's I mean, you know, they start with the raw product, and the 53-foot transfer trailer goes out the door in the back. So it's pretty amazing.
Huge.
Anybody have any questions for Ed? Thank you. Stephanie, we're going to call on you, not that Walker County's in less on you, but we know you have some good news.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, for the last quarter, we had a total of 12 RFIs that we received, and 3 existing industry visits. One of those fits around the last one with the broker, so it's a good visit. And then our workforce development initiative, that we partner with the Walker County Schools and the Chamber on the project purpose is, that course is starting June 2nd through the 6th, so that's upcoming. Yeah, a lot of project activity. We've seen a lot of increased interest in our Walker County Business Park. So a lot going on there. I started to say these RFIs that are coming in. Just a lot of activity and a lot of good things. So I mean, same as everyone working on different things and hoping that we'll win something soon.
Anybody have any questions for Stephanie? Thank you, Steve.
Chip, I'm gonna elaborate on Walker County a little bit, if that's fine. You know, I told y'all about me taking Spencer to meet with the company that was gonna move to Whitfield County. And after meeting with them, they just felt like Whitfield could do a lot for them. Not only did they end up staying, I talked to the owner the other day, Gary, they're actually adding on and actually remodeling what they got. And so they're staying here. Now for small stuff in Walker County, Zaxby's is definitely coming to Lafayette at some point in time. They said March, but I figured they got another project going and we're probably next. You know, I had some people call me this week about it and I'm like, just relax because they done bought the land. So, you know, we're still in contract negotiations, but they bought the land, so they're coming. Of course, I know y'all seen Jack's went up in about a week. They tore that building down, and the guy sold it was at our office this morning looking at another project. I'm on the Chickamauga Downtown Rural Development Board too, and 1885 is coming to Chickamauga. It's definitely coming. They said it'd probably be 5 to 6 months, but what they plan on doing is shutting one down in St. Elmo, doing a remodel, and then they're gonna keep both of them open, but they're gonna come to Chickamauga. I don't know if y'all seen the building that they remodeled, that was gonna be a restaurant, and it was, anybody thinks they did a fantastic remodel job, and just felt like that wasn't for them. So 1885 is turned around and stepped to them, so that'll be pretty good.
It's a nice building.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 1885 is the top one too.
When y'all are recommending that they come to our area, don't forget the state job tax credits that we're offering as a development authority, who is able to give them some credits towards state tax, and which is a very important part of that, especially for aiding jobs, which is to the Georgia state income tax part of that. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions about Walker County? Okay, marketing update, Ashley Gibbs.
Hey, just a couple things. I am participating in the Tuba leadership this year, which has been fun, because I knew nothing about Tuba County, so it's been exciting to go see some of their sites and learn more about that. A couple other things that since the beginning of the year that have been exciting, Spencer's been in the schools, talking about what the NWJDA does, and economic development, so that's been cool. We did participate in the C.S.I project purpose, so we look forward to working in the Walker one. And then we've tried to be in all of the counties as far as luncheons and things like that. So, and on the newsletter, there's a list of the full list of everything that we participated in, but that's the highlights.
Yeah, north of 30. So a lot of the community engagement events that Ashley's attended done a phenomenal job. So
Hey, and I tell you something that we probably don't recognize enough, you know, the top of Georgia actually is big for us because top of Georgia can do stuff that the JDA can't. And I was looking over, you know, top of Georgia is by individuals, businesses, putting in their own money, not coming from somewhere else. But since the JDA started, I've looked, there've been 120 businesses or individuals donated money to the top of Georgia. So kudos to the people that, hey, and I'm gonna share one other thing while we're on it. You know, you talk about there's enough jerks in the world, it's always good when you run across nice, good people. You know, we had a situation where we had the two high school kids killed in the wreck. Of course, a lot of people was trying to step up, and a business was gonna step up and pay for the funeral of one of them. Well, when they called down there to do that, some anonymous guy had went in and paid for both funerals. They didn't want nobody. And here's the neat thing about it, he said he hadn't lived in the community long, he didn't know kids or none of their parents, he just felt like he needed to do that, so kudos to people like that.
Thank you, Bob. All right, thank you, Ashley. We appreciate what you're doing for us, and anytime you call down there to speak with Ashley, and she's done a wonderful job. I'm glad to have you work with that. Committee reports. Does anybody have any committee reports today? Okay. Miscellaneous items, board member updates. Where are we standing with everybody?
Well, if anybody, we just put that in there, it's hard sometimes to keep up with everybody. So if you ever have a change in your email address or your phone number or any contact information, we always like to leave that on there just to remind you, let us know. Because sometimes we send out these emails, we don't know if we get them or not, so we want to make sure we're getting to you.
Okay. Thank you. Dates for future meetings, have we established those already?
They are in your packet.
Okay.
Yeah, and now they are subject to change if something comes up that we can't meet those, we'll try to stick to that schedule.
Yeah, our next meeting right now is scheduled to be Wednesday, July 23rd in Chattooga County, and there in Chattooga County Civic Center. And Mr. Chairman, I'll also just say that all of our meeting dates, times, agendas, and other documents are posted on our website, and they're also available there in our office.
Okay. All right. We're looking forward to going to Chattooga County, and then Dade County's got a big surprise for us. They're opening the courthouse up to us, I believe. We're going to go up to their newly renovated courthouse in the square.
Had the ribbon cutting last week, and that's where the economic development office is at, along with the Alliance Today, the chamber, a gift shop. The Dade County Historical Society has got an office there. Upstairs is where the courtroom used to be. If you ever been there, it's a fully renovated event space, and that's where we'll be having so I think it's really nice that y'all
Oh, it's super nice. Yes.
yeah, it's going to be a great asset to Dade. It has been for matter of fact, January the 3rd, I believe, 1927 is when it was opened. So we're not only we're back into it, within 2 years we'll have the 100th anniversary of the courthouse in the middle of Highway 11, US Highway 11.
Congratulations to y'all having it open.
Yes.
Yes.
We're glad for that.
No tax money.
Anybody have any other items from the board you want to bring? Okay, I do want to applaud Roper, always being a big partner in the area, providing jobs, and have y'all got any more expansions planned?
We now
A few weeks ago, we had Stephanie and Spencer in for our industry visit, and we talked through the expansion that we went through, and also our announcement. It's already out there, but our announcement is we're actually upbalancing 2 of our assembly lines. We're actually catching some volume with tariff activity and whatnot, and growth. As you know, the JDA helped us a lot with the expansion. We'll be adding we actually, have a wait list for people coming into work at Roper now, which is a big turnaround from COVID time period. So we don't have any issues filling those jobs, but we're adding, our fastest line is going up even further, and that's on 2 shifts.
Wow.
And then one of our high feature lines, one of our older lines, but it's high feature lines, is going up as well.
Typically, y'all close to what, 3,000?
We're pushing 2,800-ish.
I mean, with the new,
Yeah, it's
something out, wow, that's
When I got here, we've grown probably 40% since I got
A lot of HR people.
Thank you.
yeah.
here. So yeah, that's all I have to do now, but really midday, so the next 3 4
Very cool.
I've had the opportunity to hear your plant manager speak, and he talks about scheduling and people going online and picking the schedule they want for work and that kind of thing.
That's great.
I believe that's
We
helpful.
work with a company called My Work Choice, and it's essentially a part-time firm that works exclusively with us. And we'll allocate 5 or 6 or 7%, some percentage like that to cover absenteeism. So every line has so many allocated slots, and we allow people to work half a shift or a full shift, and they can reserve, time slots, just like making reservations. So if I'm a former employee that can't work anymore for different life choices or different situations, family situations, we can still maintain them as a part-time employee, and they can pick and choose their schedule.
Wow.
And then, we have so many slots available, and then people that are more reliable and work more hours and show up more, they get precedent. So if I'm a star part-time employee, I may get first dibs on slots opening up on particular lines. But yeah, there's actually several hundred people, probably close to 1,000 people on their payroll, and they fill in 100 or 200 jobs a day, and it's all flexible.
That's very, whoever thought of that. I mean, you'd have to have a number of employees, but y'all have a small city working there.
Yeah.
So that's great.
That's a great incentive.
So lots of good things happen.
Thank you for that.
Mr. Chairman,
No?
could I take, approach from the industrial side, go to the economic development side? We've got several projects working today. One of our projects that's going on right now is Daryl's got a 12,000 square foot addition plus an entire redo of our food city. Do you mind sharing?
Be happy to, thank you. So yesterday I approved hiring of 46 additional employees that we're about to have a job fair for. So if you know anybody in Dade County or the surrounding area, we need a lot of people. That'll put us up to about 150 people in that. The complete remodel is scheduled to be done in September. We've currently added, as I said, the 12,000 square foot is almost completely open. We've added a new produce department, the food service deli department, a cafe with Wi-Fi and fireplace, and
Wow.
June 30th we will open our Starbucks coffee shop. In about a week and a half, we will have all new checkouts, and we're adding the self-U-scan registers that will help us a lot with the smaller orders. We've tripled the size of our beer and craft beer section. We're going to expand the wine section. We'll be moving shelving and additional square footage in the grocery department all summer long. We have demoed up in the front right corner. We're about to build a new pharmacy with drive-through pharmacy. A few months back, we opened our fuel center there. And in about 3 to 4 weeks, we'll open a custom service meat and seafood shop, so you can get your fish fillets cut fresh or cut to order steaks. I was telling, Adam and Shannon a minute ago, we opened a sushi bar. We roll fresh sushi every day. It just gets a few hours shelf life on it. We've done no advertising. We didn't do social media or anything. I told them to hold on all that because we have plastic drape and dust flying, so we're spending a lot of time cleaning. But since we opened that sushi bar, we've been first place in sales in sushi in that store in the entire company, and we haven't even advertised it yet. So we did have a grand opening last week in Dayton, a new store that came in second, but it was a strong second place. So that team, Trent, will take good care of it. So I expect us to hold the first place sales position, which is really surprising.
Wow.
Sushi tables.
Well, we get the outbound folks.
Yeah.
So they shop there instead of working at Main, which is new.
Yeah.
They want
Yeah.
our new store, actually.
I appreciate you, we've had some really good reviews, and if you hadn't had a chance to see one of our latest stores, you should visit one, but the one in Trenton, it's gonna be extremely nice for all of us. Appreciate that.
What about the Tennessee Valley Credit Union? They still going in there?
Yeah, they're gonna go.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
That will be our only bank that's not local.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I'm so excited.
I was talking to Shannon and his competition,
don't say that.
but I would say, there are a lot of people working in Chattanooga that already use them, so for us, it's about foot traffic, so it was kind of a perfect fit for us to get a few more people in the store, so. We're real proud of it, look forward to getting it done. It's, I mean, if you've ever remodeled your home, you know what we're going through, so it's a big mess, and it'll eventually turn out very nice.
It's a great addition to Dade County and the City of Trenton.
Congratulations on having that. We've actually been in there, it's nice, and y'all done all that with them, staying up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've been in construction, you've watched what we're doing with it, so.
46 employees, that's a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah, we probably want to add 60 total for the remodel, but after I went through the roster yesterday, I've heard 46 more, it'll take that pretty much get us up to speed.
That's awesome.
Our next item on the agenda is executive session. Does anybody have anything? Ladies, thank you for your travel coming, Deb. Did you have anything that you wanted to talk to us about?
I don't, other than to tell Spencer, don't give up on me, we're still working on, we had a conversation. so
Okay.
We're working on some stuff.
Thank you for being here today.
And I'd like to thank our guests for coming too. Thanks for cheering it up to come.
Yeah, y'all welcome anytime. We have open meetings to the public. So. All right, adjournment's in order.
I make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
We will adjourn. Thank you.